everyone, it's Andy Zitzmann, founder of the GAMETIME Movement, where I'm on a mission to helping you and 1 million other people step up your game. In this short 3 to 5 minutes every day, I'm going to provide you with inspiration, motivation, and empowering information so that you can wake up, have a little pick-me-up, get fired up so that you step up on a daily basis. So get ready, because it's time, it's your time, it's game time. Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Andy Zitzmann, and welcome back to the 4 Agreements series. That's right, the 4 Agreements. It's a book by Don Miguel Ruiz, and the subtitle is A Practical Guide to Personal Freedom. So we had already talked about the first agreement, be impeccable with your word. The second agreement, don't take anything personally. And now today we're going to talk about the third agreement, which is don't make assumptions. Don't make assumptions. And so what Don Miguel Ruiz says is find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. And with just this one agreement, he says you can completely transform your life. So don't make assumptions. It is a very deep, layered agreement with ourselves and with others. I mean, he talks about, communicate with others as clearly as you can. So communication is a two-way street. So number one, I think we'll all get this pretty easily, which is don't make assumptions. So when we hear things, see things, right? What's happening in our mind is we're making decisions on what we mean or what it means to us. We're making assumptions over and over again throughout our day. We do this all day long. I do this all day long. It's part of being a human. It's human nature to simply make assumptions because we do get reasoning skills. We understand things we think we do. And so when we're in a conversation or when we see something, we just automatically make a conclusion. And typically, we could be assuming. And so to check ourselves and to just spend some conscious time there to ask ourselves the question, am I making an assumption here? Do I truly understand what I just saw? Do I truly understand what this person just said? We will absolutely allow ourselves to do what Don says, which is then to find the courage to ask questions, right? Clarifying questions so that we can clearly understand, clearly communicate. So don't make any assumptions. When someone says something or does something, even if you think you understand, get in the practice and the habit of asking clarifying questions and to have a conversation with them to say, I think I understand that, but would you mind clarifying for that? What I think you mean is this. Is that correct? And if they say yes, great, you're on the same page. If they say no, well then now it leads to a different conversation where you are not making assumptions and you're clearly understanding them. And what are you doing? You're avoiding misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. Now that's part one of don't make assumptions. The other part of being a two-way street with communication is that we must also clearly communicate. So if we come from the position that, just like us, other people are going to make assumptions about what we say and do. And what can we do to help them not make assumptions? How can we clearly communicate better? Well, again, you ask clarifying questions. You find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. In order to do that, again, when we're talking to someone, say, so here's what I mean by that. Do you understand? And do you have any questions? Is there anything I can do to, clarify that so that we're on the same page? I really want to make sure that you understand what I'm saying here, that you're not making any assumptions because it's really important to me. And just, and in turn, I also don't want to make any assumptions about anything you're saying or doing as well. So I know that's a lot of words and a lot of things, but the reality is this, I promise you this, that if you go throughout your day and just ask yourself, am I making an assumption here? Am I assuming that I understand or do I really understand? Do I need to clarify? Do I need to ask them to say it in a different way so I truly understand? And when you're speaking and you see people listening or hearing or you did something, ask yourself, did I give them an opportunity to assume something there or do I really think they understood? Do I need to clarify that? Do I need to speak a little bit more clearly? Do I need to say that a different way? Don't make assumptions. You know what they say, right? When we assume, it makes an ass out of you and me. And I'll tell you what, I assume all the time, but with this practice, I'm paying more and more attention to it, and I'm getting better and better at it. Assuming it's a human flaw. We all do it. We have to pay attention to it. So again, don't make assumptions. The third agreement, it's your time to gain that personal freedom. Don't make assumptions today. It's game time. Hey, thanks for tuning in today, and thanks for stepping up your game. Here's what you can do to spread the movement. Go to GAMETIMEMovement.com and be sure to share your game time moment of the day, your GMOTD, so that others will feel compelled to share their game time moments too. And if you haven't already, subscribe on iTunes or Stitcher Radio, and please be so kind to leave a rating and review so that we can reach 1 million people and encourage them to step up their game too. This is Andy Zitzmann, reminding you, it's your time, it's game time. Till next time.